Recording in progress. Okay, we're off. And they're off.
Our second last two Langers predictions happening now.
There we are. It's nearly the end of our first season.
How many did we get right? Who knows? Who cares?
Yes, that's the thing. You see, we don't have to worry about that. We just have to give our predictions.
That's
anyway.
it. So, will we jump straight into it for today?
Sure.
Our early match is Tottenham Hotspurs versus Brentford. Liam, take it away.
Okay. Spurs, yeah, okay. I fancy Spurs maybe to get over the line on this one. Especially because they're at home. They seem to have a better record at home. And also we've got Tony has been put on an 8-month ban. Do you think it's fair? Do you think it's fair?
I think it should be expected because it's been hanging over them for a long time. It didn't affect his performances, but maybe the severity, the length of it might have surprised a few of them in Brentford.
Sure. I guess they need to kind of make an example. I don't know the details of what he was doing, but obviously they took it seriously enough that they want to make an example of it to other players.
Yeah,
you know,
he was a very naughty boy.
Naughty boy, very naughty. What? That's the Shaman, right? The Shaman from the 90s.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
Ah, okay. All right. So yeah, Spurs. I up and down. You don't know what you're going to get. Brentford are safe. You know, it's coming to the end. It's an away game. Spurs last game at home, a good record. I just fancy maybe Spurs might just maybe turn up for this one and they might have a home win.
Okay, yeah, I think it's a good prediction. Just because of the disorganization of Spurs and their defensive woes, I'm going to go for a draw on this one. Yeah. I think it'll be an entertaining one. It could be 2-2. As you say, I think obviously Kane is in good form. Yeah. He's scored quite a few goals. I mean, again, statistic man, he's got quite a few in his last few matches.
Yeah, maybe he's playing towards a move.
I think he's really got his eyes set on Shearer's one now, and he's probably thinking, well, I've got 2 more seasons, good seasons, 3 good seasons. How many goals do I need to beat Shearer's record?
But who was it said? I think someone said that the records now are his medals. Like everyone is made big of, he's never won anything with Tottenham, and that they're saying that the records are his medals. That's what he has to keep him going.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Anyway, so I'm going to go for a draw because that defense is such a shambles.
Yeah.
And Brentford are still a well-organized team.
One thing to add, talk about goals. There could be goals. Tottenham's games have the second most goals in their games this season. And you're right about Harry Kane as well. Like the Tottenham have a league high 16 headed goals. So Kane is in that. So, okay. Then leads us on to the 3 o'clock. We've got Bournemouth at home to Man United. Do you want to go with that one?
I will. I mean, this is kind of just, I want to keep something interesting for the last game of the season. Now, Man United have been stuttering to get to the finishing line of the top 4. I'm hoping a draw here as well. Bournemouth are safe. Great season for what they would have been setting out as their targets and the way they went at the start of the season. So there'll be a bit of a kind of a party atmosphere, I think. Last home game for Bournemouth this year. There'll be a party carnival atmosphere. Yes. And I'm hoping that the fans will lift the players. The players will want to give them a bit of a show. Yeah. United need the 3 points just because Liverpool are breathing down their neck. But, you know, a lot of those players just, they're not as good as you'd think they are. So I'm going to again go for a draw here. I'm going to go for a 1-1 draw. Because of the party atmosphere, I think Bournemouth will play as good as they can play.
Yes.
And United's quality will get him back in the game, but I can see him going a goal down and fighting to get that equaliser.
Okay. Yeah, I do think, Bournemouth are safe. So, like, it will be like holiday, atmosphere there. Obviously, the players will want to give good performance for their home fans. I just fancy United on this one because they're still not guaranteed of top 4. Yeah. Liverpool are breathing down their necks. They need to kind of get the 3 points. they have been poor away. They've only won one of their last 5 away, right?
There we
But
go.
another stat though is that when they're playing away against teams in the bottom half this season, they've got 23 points out of 27. So that's
Yeah,
another
okay.
stat there on that one. So yeah, I think it'll be close. I think United won't run away with it. It could well be a draw. I just fancy maybe United maybe to get the win just because they have that edge maybe in their game.
Okay. Right. So
I
then
hope
the next
Bournemouth
one is
win.
Fulham
In a
at
way.
home to Crystal Palace. I think this one we could nearly be a quick one on this, simply
Yeah.
because
Nobody
there are two
cares.
teams nothing to play for. I think home advantage will help Fulham again, and Mitrovic being back obviously is a big boost for them in their attack line. So I'm going to keep nice and short. Fulham to win 2-0, maybe 2-1, because Eze's in great form.
You're right, exactly. He's got 10 Premier League goals. He scored 6 in the last 7.
Yeah.
But I'm with you. I think this is kind of a dead rubber. Both teams are just playing it out. I'm just going to go with Fulham because they're the home team, and they might just have that little bit more urgency about them. Is it, how to pronounce the striker, the Brazilian guy? Is it Vinicius? He's come in there with
Something like that.
Mitrovic.
It's
He
like a
scored 3
Venetian
out of
blind.
4.
Yeah.
But no, they've got some options now up front, with Vinicius, this guy, with Mitrovic, and that guy Solomon did well as well, the Israeli guy. So, yeah, things to look forward to maybe for Fulham if they were to add a few more players to their squad. But I'm going to go with Fulham. I'm with you, Fulham to win. Okay.
Okay. So I'll be curious to see Liverpool at home to Aston Villa. Obviously, a must-win victory in the game for Liverpool to have any chance of keeping it to breathing, to take advantage of someone slipping up.
Yeah. Look at the record. Liverpool have won their last 4. They're unbeaten in their last 11 at home. They've won their last 5 Premier League games, all by 1 goal. And it's kind of snuck up. Like, you still think that they're pretty crap, or they're not doing well.
Yeah.
Not crap.
Oh yeah, that's the
You still think that they're not really, that there's deficiencies there, but they've won all on this run of winning games.
Yeah.
So and the system of moving Trent Alexander in, it seems to be working for him and for the team as well. I wonder, Mike, do you think that come the start of the season we'll have all teams with their fullbacks playing in midfield, like how they all sort of copy each other in trends and as a new way of playing?
No, but I do think what we haven't really played is a top-notch team to expose the weaknesses in this new game.
Yeah. Okay.
Because you look at who we've beaten, and in the main, they're teams that a Liverpool on form you'd expect us to win.
Yes. Yeah. Like they're not. You wouldn't be like a Super Sunday game. There's not been really a big Super Sunday game in there.
No.
Still, so you have to go out. You have to go out and beat these teams. That's still the thing to do. So fair play.
Oh, you do, and it's good that if you can find a system that works. But when you're playing your Arsenals and your Man Cities, is this system are you going to be more exposed defensively, especially down that right?
Yeah.
Time will tell.
Yeah. But I think
we've only won every game by 1 goal. Liverpool have only won the game, so it's not like they've suddenly become a defensive rock.
Yeah, exactly. Their attack is their strength.
Yeah. And as much as that, there was people came back. Jota has made a huge impact since coming back from injury, particularly Jota. But also now you have Luiz, you have and then you have options coming off the bench. You've got to recycle, and of course Salah has just like Kane has had a great second half of this season.
Yeah.
In the last 2 months, we won't even say second half of the season, but the last 2 months has seen a big upturn in Salah's form and just participation in matches.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, he's got a record, right? He scored in his last 9 home games. It's a club record.
There we go. And I wouldn't bet against him scoring today.
No, I think it's 50-50 whether he will or not. Against Villa, probably will keep it tight. They seem to have lost momentum. Teams seem to have found them out a little bit recently. They're running out of steam. They've only scored 1 away in the last 3 games. I just fancy Liverpool again, 1-0, low-scoring game, tight game, maybe 1-0 to Liverpool.
I think it'll be a bit more than that. Again, it's the last game of the season in Anfield. I think by the all the boys coming on. So even when lads get tired in the second half, you could have someone like Nunes come in and score a goal or two. You know, the quality is there in the forwards. Felix Jones as well is another guy who the new system really is opening up, and he's a nice. I've wanted him to go to the next level. I don't know, has he? But he's certainly in good form now. He's shown what he can do. So yeah, I'm going for a 2 or 3-0 victory here for maybe 3-1. I think maybe the glass will be taken because of the defensive frailties.
Okay. Interesting game though. I think to watch though.
Huge match for our neighbours. Wolves versus Everton.
Yeah. This is the game that I might, if I was to pick one game to watch at 3 o'clock, this might be the one with the most at stake, I think, at the 3 o'clock games.
Yeah, this is a huge game. Huge game for Everton.
The bottom half of the table anyway.
Yeah, Wolves are safe at this stage. I'm pretty sure they are. I don't know the points. I haven't looked at it, but I'm pretty sure. Maybe not mathematically safe, but basically safe, because it's Leeds, Leicester, and Everton, isn't it? And it's 2 of those 3 to go down, and maybe I don't know. I think West Ham are safe as well. So
West
it's 2 of those 3.
Safe,
So where do I see this? Everton are so hard to call because the win in Brighton really threw us up for what they could do when things click for them. Will they do that against Wolves? I don't think so. They'll get something out of the game. Will it be enough? Oh, I'm going to go for the draw, I'm afraid. Yeah, I think that Wolves at home will score. Everton, in their need, might score a header from a corner. 1-1.
Okay, it's an interesting one. Wolves are the lowest scorers in the Premier League. I mean, that's probably more from the first half of the season, more from the second half. I think, where they couldn't buy a goal in the first half. They've been very poor away. They've lost 4 out of 5, but at home they've won the last 4 without conceding. So they're pretty good at home, and I think they're safe. Wolves are safe, so I think there won't be that much of intensity as much about them. Everton, of course, have to go at it, right? They have to do it because Wolves are not really so potent up front. Everton's defense is quite good, on paper. They have got some good players back there. I fancy Everton maybe to do the old Sean Dyche 1-0 on this one, maybe away.
Right. Okay. Well, they'll need it. They'd love it. Everton would take that with no problem. So the late game then, is it kind of, again, probably feels like a dead rubber, I'm afraid. Yes. But, he made a great battle of it. But the last weekend was the final nails in the coffin, I think, with the dual results.
Sure. It's disappointing how they capitulated again. It's disappointing, losing to City is no shame. The City are a machine at the moment. I mean, the game against Real Madrid was faultless, wasn't it?
Yeah. They just they play. They have so many options, and the guys know each other so well.
Yeah, and they're so calm. What I most admire about City is that teams like Arsenal, when things they start bitching or they start complaining or City are so calm. If someone fouls them, they get up, they move away. Except Jack Grealish. Jack Grealish obviously is one bit of a hothead in that. But the other players are so professional generally, just get on with the game. And obviously that's something that comes from Pep, maybe instills into them. And another point, may I ask, is winning the treble, like the FA Cup, the Premier League, and the Champions League, is a very difficult thing to do. Only Man United, I think, have done it, right? Yeah. And you think how lucky Man United, how a lot of things just fell rightly for Man United. They were very lucky. A lot of things.
Oh, 100%.
The semi-final against Arsenal, Bergkamp missing a penalty in the last minute. In the Champions League final, 2 late goals. Many things. City haven't had those moments yet. It's just been very easy, it seems to be. And it isn't.
They just shouldn't have gone from cruise control to up to another gear.
Yes.
And said, okay, let's go.
So it's no embarrassment to lose to City, second to City, but it was disappointing where we capitulated to Brighton in the second half, really there. That was
Yeah.
disappointing. I think Arsenal will win this one. I think the pressure is a big thing on players. And we couldn't really deal with the pressure. We didn't have the players to handle the pressure. I think on this one the pressure might be off. I see us, even though the Forest will be high intensity, I could see us taking advantage of that on the break and maybe winning 3-1 at the end on this
Yeah,
one.
I think again Forest may be just about safe, so they'll be delighted. There'll be a bit of a carnival in a way. Last game, home game, and they're not easy to beat.
They're not
in
safe
Forest.
completely yet. They still need a few points,
Yeah, they're probably the most likely to get sucked into it. Like we talk about Wolves being safe and that. I still think I don't see Leicester, Leeds, and Everton all getting enough victories to
Okay.
That's I mean. I could see them ending up being one off the bottom, but I don't see two of the teams winning enough.
Yeah.
To suck Forest in. Yeah, but I'd agree with you. I think the quality Arsenal have, to get over the disappointment, and if Forest do play in kind of trying to attack him, which they will. I agree. I think that Arsenal will take him apart on the counter.
Yeah.
3-1. It sounds like a good score. I won't disagree with that.
Well, fair play to Forest though. They've only lost 2 out of 14 home games all season. So credit for them.
They're a tough nut at home.
Yeah. Okay.
But you're looking at the second best team in the country.
Yeah.
So Sunday's games, 3 games. West Ham early game, another huge one. West Ham Leeds United. West Ham had the exertions of their Thursday night match.
Yeah.
Leeds, obviously, it's a must-win game for Leeds. Yeah. They're all out for at this stage. I don't think they'll get the win again. I just think that West Ham have. When you raise your game and your confidence is up, you want to keep that going.
Yes, that's true.
And so even though West Ham are going to be tired physically, I think mentally they'll be up for the game because they're playing well. They're enjoying their football.
Yeah.
Yeah. So they'll want to keep it going. Last game of the season in front of their home fans. They know they have the big final, the finals in Europe to look forward to. I think West Ham are going to put another nail into Leeds' coffin and actually go out and win this game.
Yeah.
Because Leeds in their attack and will leave spaces in the back. I fancy it maybe a 2-0, a late second goal to just copper fasten a 1-0 lead, the 1-0 lead they had.
Okay. I'm going to go with 2-0 as well, but I'm going to go for Leeds to win 2-0.
Okay, right.
I think your point is very interesting, and it's interesting to know what kind of psychology West Ham will take into it. I'm going to go with the other way in that they'll be kind of like they're safe. They've just qualified for Europe. They might rest a few players maybe after the exertions, of the week. Also, I reckon Big Sam will be on to David Moyes on the phone. Sam Allardyce, the charisma, they're old friends. He might say, Dave, come on, give us a favor here, 3 points. Come on, you're safe already. So I'm going to go for goals, but I think maybe Leeds, maybe 2-1. I'm going to go for Leeds to win this one.
Okay. Right. So, okay, I think the last 2 games on the Sunday are also what we call dead rubber games.
Yeah.
Brighton are at home to Southampton.
Yeah.
I don't have much to say on this. Brighton had a very, obviously, good victory against
Arsenal.
But then they turned around and they lost. They lost very tamely to Newcastle then on Thursday.
Yeah, third game in 7 days.
Exactly. So there's tiredness going to be in that Brighton camp. Southampton, they're down. I fancy Brighton. I just think Brighton are a better team. And Southampton, they're not at home. It's not like they're doing a send off to their fans.
Yeah.
So I think Brighton will win this. Win it reasonably comfortably, probably 2-0.
I agree. I've got the same score, 2-0 to Brighton, because it's a home. Southampton are so poor. And Brighton probably rest a few players, but the players, they've got a good enough squad now. I think they have enough to kind of get over the line on this one. The quality will tell over the 90 minutes. 1-0, 2-0 to Brighton.
Okay, and then we've got the machine again at home against Chelsea. Normally, you'd say this title decider, but obviously Chelsea have been woeful this season.
Yeah.
I can't see anything but a City victory here, to be honest.
Yes. Yeah. Chelsea
If
just don't seem to have like the togetherness to be able like to
no, the togetherness, they
sustain
don't
for
have the
90
drive.
minutes. What do you think?
I see Haaland getting. He's been quite recently now. Haaland has been. I see him getting a couple of goals here.
Yeah. Yeah. So
And when I
1-0,
say
2-0.
quite, you'll say, "Oh, he scored 4 goals in the last 5 games," but he didn't score against Madrid in either leg. That's quite by his standards.
Yeah. Yeah. Courtois made some good saves against them. He was unlucky in that game. Yeah, I think as well. I think just Man City probably will, like, in the last few games, in the league games, they haven't been exerting themselves. They've been very calm. They haven't been rushing around looking for the win. They just kept playing the ball around, and then eventually they get an opening, and then that's it then. So I expect maybe a low scoring game. I think City will just kind of keep it at a low level pace, meaning maybe 1-0 on this one.
And I see some of the boys like Alvarez playing, Mahrez playing.
Yeah.
He'll rest some of his boys that played against Madrid.
Yeah. Okay. Do you think Man City to win?
I still go with Man City to win because Chelsea are not organised enough to give them a decent challenge.
Okay.
And they'll keep that run going. Again, it's momentum. So Monday night, huge match again, as they all are. Newcastle at home to Leicester. You go first on this.
Yeah, I fancy Leicester to go down. I think that along with Southampton, I think between Everton and Leeds still have a chance. I think Leicester just don't have it in them to get out of it now. So I think Newcastle will win this one. And Newcastle are on a bit of a roll at the moment. They'll want to keep it going.
Yeah.
Players are hungry. There's a hunger there amongst them still. Home fans as well too. They want to give them a good send off. I expect a few goals. Leicester might score 1, but I think Newcastle will score 2.
Yeah, I'd just give Newcastle 1 more goal and say a 3-1. Leicester might get one that'll be as much a consolation as anything else. As you say, just the quality isn't there. There's the defense has never got going since, especially once they came back from the World Cup. Just has been disastrous for them defensively. You really got to look at the whole get rid of Kasper Schmeichel there last season, at the end of last season, and why that happened.
Yes.
And there's been really an inquiry, but they got to move on. The reality is they'll probably be playing championship football next year.
Yeah.
Good enough to come straight back.
It's a shame because,
because
they're
one of the best teams to do that.
Go on. What were you saying? Sorry, can you repeat that?
I was going to say, with the balloon payment they get, this is one of the best ones that I've ever seen go down. So I would be shocked if they don't just bounce back and walk away with the championship next year.
Yeah, we'll see. Other players obviously will abandon ship. So, other players will leave. Tielemans, Maddison, there's a few others there as well. Could be on the way out. But yeah, we'll see. But yeah, I think if they're going down this year, I don't see them finding a result.
Yeah. Okay. Newcastle 3 for me. Leicester, when we both agree Newcastle to win.
Okay.
I think Newcastle will keep it, and that will cement. That will make Newcastle top 4. Great achievement for them.
Yeah. Okay. Good stuff.
So there's 2 games that are on just because of games in hand. Because next week they'll all play at the same time.
Yes.
It'll be the last game. So just, I know we don't normally pick when the double games. So just Brighton are at home to Man City on Wednesday night. That's a tough one to call, actually, because Brighton's last home game, fancying a bite of City, and City will have one eye away from it.
I think it'll all depend on what happens this weekend, whether City are champions or not already.
Yeah, I'm going to go and draw on that one anyway, just to put a score on it and prediction on it. And Manchester United at home to Chelsea.
Yeah.
Again, a lot. We always say it's hard to predict. That's why we don't do these games when there's 2 in hands. It really depends. If United beat Bournemouth, they'll have the momentum. If United drop points against Bournemouth, suddenly this becomes a must-win game. I predicted that they're dropping points against Bournemouth. I think they'll win this game because they're at home and they'll need it because of the extra pressure they'll be under.
I think they'll win it anyway. United's home performance is really good this year. Rashford, they seem to excel at home. They have a problem away. So either way, I expect City to beat kind of Chelsea, who'll just be waiting for the season to finish, really, at this stage.
Yeah. Okay.
Although Pochettino is Pochettino in charge today? I wonder, against Man City.
I'm not sure.
That'd be interesting.
I'm not sure.
Yeah, because then you've got players who'll be playing, for their futures, a new coach. So yeah, that's one thing. Actually, I forgot to check that out. Is he coming in straight away, or will he take over at the end of the season? I haven't seen that.
Yeah.
Okay, so we'll leave it be. It'll be interesting.
That's it. Okay, you've heard us here.
Yeah, you heard it here first, folks.
From this Langer here, I'll say good luck to you.
And from the other Langer over here, I'll say good luck to you as well. All right, I'll stop the recording there now. See you all next week. Bye-bye.